Greetings. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. We're up at the church building getting ready for the Lord's Day. And this Sunday is going to be very different than the last 7 weeks that we've spent at home. Of course, we're having a limited assembly for worship at 10:30, limited not in terms of the worship liturgy itself, but in terms of the number of attendees that we are going to be able to accommodate that day. We're going to see how the new procedures and preparations that we've made for health and welfare go. And then, Lord willing, the following Lord's Day, May 17th, we will begin to offer 2 morning worship services that can accommodate every member of our congregation that is prepared to return to worship, as well as visitors that may also wish to come. Now, this Lord's Day, you will still receive on Saturday evening resources and materials for Lord's Day worship at home, either individually or as families. We know that there are many who are still choosing to stay in during this time and may do so for some weeks to come. We want to make sure that you have the resources that you need to continue to worship on the Lord's Day and sanctify that day and enjoy the blessing of God's Word and Spirit. At the same time, we are going to be live streaming the worship service here at the church building at 10:30. And so if you choose on that morning, you'll be able to get on YouTube Live. We will have that live stream scheduled, and you will be able to follow along and join in with us as we sing and pray and hear the teaching of God's Word. That'll be a blessing to connect with many of you in that way. And of course, that live stream will then be recorded, and the teaching will be recorded and available for later viewing. Now, some of you may not be able to access the live stream or may prefer to continue with the arrangements that we have been using for the last 2 months. In that case, we will have a second sermon that will already be uploaded and available for you to use. We are almost near the end, or almost at the end, I should say, of our study of the book of Joel. We'll be looking at chapter 3, verses 1 through 17 in that second sermon on the Lord's Day, and thinking about the necessity of God's vengeance upon the ungodly and how that plays a part in the ultimate salvation and in the future confirmed peace of God's holy people. And so some of you may use that sermon along with your order for family worship at home on the Lord's Day morning. The rest of us who participate either in person or online in the morning worship service, we will be able to use those materials and access that teaching on the Lord's Day evening. So that is the plan. We look forward to seeing some of you and connecting with many of you online as you have opportunities to reach out to one another. Please continue to do so. That encourages us greatly as we hear reports of you and from you and ways that you are ministering to each other during this time. If you have needs or questions, ways that we can be more directly ministering to you, then please let me or one of the elders know. We continue to lift you up in prayer. We love you very much. We long for and look forward to the day that we hope is not in the distant future when all of us can gather together once again and we won't have to use so much of this online teaching as we have up until this time. But in the meantime, thank you for the encouragement, thank you for your participation, and thank you for your prayers. We love you. God bless you.